Okay, guys, I couldn't find a really good video over M1, M2, and M3, so I'll have to do it myself. So, how we total up all the money that we have available in the economy is money supply. And that changes depending on what we're including as the money supply, what types of money. And the word so if you have like cash and coins, that's actually it's grammatically correct to say monies because those are two different types of money. But if you have two coins, then it's just the plural is money. Anyway, party fact for you. But M1 is typically the most common measure of money supply in the economy, and this is basically cash and coins either in a checking account or in circulation, like the money in your wallet, or the money that you have in your checking account that's easily accessible with a debit card or a check. Or going to an ATM and just withdrawing it. So traveler's checks is also considered M1 as well, just because it's accepted everywhere, just like money. It's just like a check, but it's accepted everywhere that cash is, which should be everywhere. M2 includes everything in M1, but it also includes savings accounts. Okay, savings accounts are going to be a lower liquidity than M1. Even M3 is going to be a lower liquidity than M2. And the word liquidity means like how readily available it is to spend. So anything can be money, but the quicker you can spend it, the quicker you can get access to it is going to be a higher liquidity. So obviously, cash, coins, debit cards, a check, traveler's check are going to be very, very liquid because it literally takes you only the seconds to spend it that it requires, for you to, swipe your card or write a check or just pull cash out of your wallet. But M2 savings accounts, not everyone like you don't have a card that's linked to your savings account. You might have a checking account that's linked to your save or a checkbook that's linked to your savings account, maybe, but that's not a common thing. And you are probably going to be penalized from withdrawing from your savings account if you do this an often thing. When I worked at a bank um, at Bank of America, if you withdrew from your savings account more than 3 times a month, you got a penalty, and so you don't have, you're not, it's not as easily accessible, which means you can't spend it as quickly, which means it's going to be lower liquidity. M3 is our even less liquid than M2. It includes M1 and M2. Okay, I just paused it just now and I answered a phone and I wrote an email and now I don't remember exactly where I was. So let me try to think. M3 includes both M1 and M2. So obviously it is the largest dollar amount figure. It's even less liquid. These are going to be retirement accounts and other assets that are difficult to convert to cash. If you ever see terms on the AP exam like long-term money market accounts, long-term certificate of deposits. These are all going to be M3. Certificate of deposits are also called CDs. For the most part, CDs are going to be in M2, just like savings accounts. But if they ever use the word long-term or long maturity, something like that, where it means like a long time, that's going to be M3. You don't have to worry too much about what these accounts are, like money market accounts or time deposit accounts. You really don't. These are going to be special checking accounts or savings accounts, typically for retirement for the wealthy, where they start around $10,000 or $25,000 minimum balance. Otherwise, fees happen. So this is not going to be something that you're not going to really need to know the definition of, but you'll definitely have to categorize them. Like if they say, okay, which M is this going to be? M1, M2, M3 type of thing. Of course, if it's M1, it's also included in M2 and M3. If it's in M2, it's included in M3 as well, but not M1. So it kind of like spirals out. M1 is in everything, but M3 is only in M3. One includes the other. Okay, so hopefully that explains it. We'll explain it more in class. I have this picture to show to you, but hopefully this wasn't too complicated.